What's up, y'all? Got a film to the feed, so let's get into this tea. We about to get into being a trans college student with girl roommates part 1. Listen in 1.5x.
Yeah,
Hold on, Shop.
Hey y'all, so I am gonna share my experience being a trans college student with girl roommates. So it's been a lot of
I hate that I can't
ups and
change
downs,
this
so we're just gonna get
sometimes.
into it.
That really gets to my nerves.
Hey y'all, so I am gonna share my experience being a trans college student with girl roommates. So it's been a lot of ups and downs, so we're just gonna get into it.
All right.
Okay, so basically, moving here, I wanted to have roommates because, I'm a college student. I just feel like I deserve that college experience of having roommates.
Yeah.
However, I did not want to have male roommates. For one, I'm too far in my transition to be rooming with men. Also, I didn't want to spook my own tea on campus where I was transferring out the city where I'm from. And I've roomed with males before, and it just turned into everybody interacting. The last time I had male roommates, I did something with every single roommate that I had. And that was the type of living environment that I wanted. So I moved into this student apartment, mind you. So I moved in with 3 other girls. However, we don't share the same bathroom. We don't share the same bedroom. We all have our own bedroom and bathroom. It's just the only thing that we share is the kitchen and the living room area. But no one ever goes in the living room area, and in the kitchen, people will just go cook their food and go back to the room. Everyone really just stays in their room.
All right.
So, of course, I've never had a living situation like this before. So for me, it was I felt like I wanted to tell them that I was trans just to kind of, get that out the way. Even though what's between my parents really isn't anybody's business, because of the fact that we're not sharing, any intimate spaces together. You know what I'm saying? And I kept things very respectful the whole time staying here. So when I first moved in, when I met everybody, I really wanted to sit down with the girls.
Erica, come here. Come here, friend. Because well, the corner. Why would you say that?
And have a conversation with them and let them know that I was trans, and just kind of set boundaries. Because this is new to me too. I've never had a living situation like this before, and I didn't really know how to navigate it. So when I first moved in, I was texting in the group chat well, hey y'all, my name is Lo. I was mind you, I'm 21, and I was 21, and I'm Charlie. I'm the only one that drives too. So I just kind of was trying to be extra friendly. I was hey, I know we all don't know each other. I was thinking maybe, I can get us some wine or, a bottle of y'all wine, and we can all just, kind of chill in the living room and get to know each other. I kept trying to have open spaces for us all to get together so we can all talk. And I was just going to kind of in my introduction, kind of say it. But I was scared. I didn't really know how to go about it. But the girls didn't really seem like they really wanted us all to kind of get to know each other. So, that invitation was just out in the open. So, I was very friendly with all the girls. I knew that they didn't know that I was trans, so I wanted to keep things very respectful. I respected everyone's, personal space. And I was actually just extra friendly because I was, in the event that, they do find out that I'm trans, I don't want it to be a thing. You know what I mean? So, I would go to the store.
Some girls just don't like each other, friend.
Hey, I'm going to the grocery store. I know none of you guys drive. If y'all want to ride with me and get some groceries, you can do that. If I would go to American Deli, I would say, hey, I'm going to American Deli. If any of y'all want me to pick up some food too, just text me your order. I was just very nice and kind to everybody. So everything was cool. Everything was fine. Everything was dandy. The girls did not know that I was trans. However, it just wasn't a factor. No one really hung out anyways. It was more a hi and bye, small talk here and there type of conversation. We would just run into each other when one of us is leaving or exiting the apartment. So I was actually the only one that had reached out to all of my roommates individually. So I had made individual connections with all my roommates. Just on a regular level. I know one of my roommates, she didn't drive. Sometimes I would pick her up from campus, because she needed rides to and from school.
Black people are the only ones I know that can make a bonnet out of a mask. Y'all wouldn't even know that this is a mask. But whatever.
Sometimes the other one, she was out with her friends and she would be drunk at a party. I would come scoop her after the parties or whatever because I knew that she didn't drive. And the other one, she was kind of antisocial, but I was always, talking and being friendly. So things took a turn so mind you, I'm a content creator. I do only cans. So things took a turn when my Twitter got leaked on campus. And I guess my roommates all saw my Twitter. So I was coming back home from the club one day and I needed a lighter. So I knocked on my roommate's room and I asked her, I was like, hey, do you have a lighter? But when she opened the door for me, it was all 3 of my roommates in there. Mind you, they don't talk to each other. So it was already kind of weird that all of y'all are kind of having a group meeting in the old girl room. gave like a apartment. But I wasn't thinking I was drunk. I was like, oh, I guess, it's late, because it was like, I forgot what week it was. It was like everybody was outside this week. So I was like, maybe, they just got drunk and just all was bonding or whatever. But apparently they were having a group meeting about me. So fast forward, I could say like a week later, I got an email from the leasing office, and they were saying, hey, there seems to be, some tension in you guys' apartments, whatever. We're calling for a group meeting. So everyone come down for the group meeting in the leasing office, whatever, next week. Mind you, I'm not knowing what the static is because I didn't have a problem with them. No one ever told me there was a problem. I've been nothing but nice to these girls. So I was blindsided. I didn't even know the meeting was going to be about me being trans. I didn't know. So basically, yeah, so it was like a Wednesday or Thursday. I went to the leasing office, and basically that's when things turned up. I'm doing part 2.
Okay. 22 posts? Oh, trans talk. I was about to say, ain't no way in the
Hey y'all, so
part 1.
So the leasing officer manager tells me that there have been complaints about the type of men I've been having in the apartment, as well as the amount of men I've been having in the apartment. So when I heard that, I gooped. Because first of all,
Gooped?
Y'all haven't even seen nothing that I've had.
What's a gooped?
So where is this coming from? And then on top of that, I'm a content creator. By the time that we had that meeting, yes, I had recorded some content in my room, but I had only had 3 visitors. And they were all college students because I was doing content, people that I went to school with. One was a TSU football player, one was a U of H basketball player, and the other one was just like a regular college student. So I don't know what you mean, the type of men that I'm having or the amount. I've only had 3, and the type of men are just regular college students, okay, but they're DL. So are you uncomfortable with having DL come to the apartment? I don't know what that was given. So the leasing manager was like, so in regards to that, we have to find some type of compromise. She was like, would it be okay if you decided to agree, like you could only have visitors on 2 days out the week? I said no. That's not what I signed in my lease, so I would be having visitors the way that I want to have visitors. I said, I don't run a whorehouse. I said, I haven't had a large sum of visitors, only had 3 so far. And I said, I don't even know where this is coming from. I said,
child, that's why I can't do that roommate. You ain't gonna control who the hell I got up in my
I talked to every single person in here. And I looked at them and I said, and I talk to all of y'all. I go out of my way to always make sure that y'all are good. I'm always nothing but nice to y'all. If any of y'all ever had a problem with someone that I had coming into the apartment, y'all could have told me. But the fact that we're having a meeting about this is not making sense to me. Right? So now they all got their heads down, and I'm confused. I just don't understand, where these claims are coming from. I don't even know how y'all even know about the guys that I have coming over because, like I said, they haven't even seen any of the guys. They haven't even seen them. They haven't even crossed paths with any of the guys that I had. So I'm confused. Mind you, I don't know that they see my Twitter. So one of the girls finally says, well, you know what? I said what the fuck I said because she was like, I don't give a what you need to do to make your...
Why would you feel some type of way, Alandria? Why would you feel some type of way?
Me? But I don't want that around me. Ooh. Make your money. So now I'm gagging because I'm like, what does she mean by that? Now I'm looking uncomfortable. So now I'm kind of like, yeah, I was gagging. No shade, because I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't thinking that was where the conversation was going to go. So then one of the girls was like, okay, you know what? This is petty. She was like, I'm tired of us, basically talking to the girl. She was like, I'm tired of us coming up with all this shit, da-da-da. She was like, so are we going to talk about the real reason why we called this meeting, or are y'all just not going to say it? And so she's looking at other girls she was like, we all just already talked about this. Are y'all going to be real and talk about the real reason we're having this meeting? Or y'all just going to keep coming up with random shit? And nobody wanted to say nothing. So now I'm looking like, what's the reason? What's the reason? First of all, why are y'all saying claims against me, bitch? I haven't done nothing wrong. I haven't had nobody crazy in this mother apartment, bitch, and I haven't had that many men. I've only had 3. All of us have had guests. So it's giving, y'all was just making motherfucking false claims against me because I'm trans. And you just didn't want to say that's just what it was. So no one wanted to say nothing. So the meeting ended. So after the meeting ended, I had to talk to each of the girls separately because I had to get to the bottom of what's going on. Go to part 3. So basically the leasing.
She's bringing DL men to the apartment that can go left. Okay, I agree. It can go left because, especially if them boys know those girls or like know those girls' friends. That's a fact.
Officer manager. Hey y'all. Okay, so part 4.
You see what I'm saying? Why do we have to?
I decided I was going to go to each of the girls separately.
Whatever.
I was really mad after the meeting. However, I didn't want to display the full range of my emotions because I didn't want, I understand that I'm a biological male. I understand I'm trans. I'm living with 3 girls, and I don't want to crash the out over this.
That's their fault.
My apartment feels uncomfortable.
True.
So I was like, let me be mature and go up to everyone individually. So there's a girl that lives like right next to me, like right next door. With her, me and her had some issues before that meeting. So I went into her room and we talked about it, honestly. She told me her boundaries, I told her mine. And honestly, the conversation went really well. It wasn't anything negative that I really have to say about her. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bitch. We had a couple smoke sessions afterwards. She ended up moving out, and I did not want her to move out because after that whole situation, we got cool. And honestly, she was like one of my favorite roommates. So I got nothing bad to say about her. Like, we ended up talking about it. That was really it. I mean, we both said our apologies. We had other stuff going on, but it was just like whatever. Then there was another girl across the hall. She ended up moving out as well. We didn't have a direct conversation about it, but she sent me this paragraph basically telling me that she felt bad about the way that the whole meeting had went, and she empathized with what I was saying. But she was also very direct about her boundaries as well, like for us moving forward, being roommates. And I was like, you know what, I understand, I respect it. I really appreciated the message she sent me. Honestly, I really liked it. It was really so sweet. So with that, I mean, didn't really have any issues with her. Me and her kind of like a bumpy road, like when she started to move out over something that I think she thought that I took her balls, but I didn't. But I mean, like, I don't have nothing problem. She ended up unfollowing me and removing me on Instagram, but I don't have no problems with her. So it was just kind of like back and see bygones. Then there's the last girl. So I went and talked to her. She was actually the quietest one during the meeting. I went to talk to her, but she was the one that actually made the reports against me. So with her, me and her talked, and she basically said that it was just uncomfortable for her first because she had never, roomed with a trans girl before. And so it was new to her, and she said she just really didn't know how to go about it. It was different. And she said she talked to her parents about it, the fact that I was content creator. And basically her mom had said, don't judge her. You never know, like, what she's going through, like, why she's doing her content.
But why is that anybody's business?
And after that, we talked about boundaries, and everything was cool. So after that, it was, like, little stuff that happened in the apartments, which is, like, not really relevant to, like, the story that I'm getting at. But, I mean, like, everything was cool. Like, the first 2 girls I told y'all about, like, I have nothing bad to say about them. I think we had our ups and downs, but it was kind of like bygones be bygones. But now we're going to get to the third. Start to go down after the first 2 girls moved out. That's going to be in part. So then basically the leasing officer manager tells me that there have been complaints about the type of men I've been having in the apartment, as well as the amount of men I've been having in the motherfucking
We already
apartment.
seen this.
Hey y'all, so I can't respond to her exact comment because for some reason it's not letting me make a video to it. So I just added my own comment under what she said, and I'm gonna come with the evidence. So you said the problem was the fact that I didn't tell y'all that I was trans, whatever, and that it was nowhere energy. But if that was the case, why did you text me this right after the meeting? Hey, I just wanted to text you to let you know that in the meeting, that was very weird, and I understand where you're coming from 100%, and that me and you have no issues, but a week or 2 ago, something was brought to us about you, but it was a video. I don't care about what you're doing, but I just want our living space to be respected. I do know what you label yourself as, and that's fine too, but I don't have a problem with that. I just came to text you because I don't want you to feel singled out or betrayed.
Our living space to be respected, I'm not understanding. Like, them being DL men, that could be a conflict of interest because these women obviously like men, and then if the men appear to be, you know what I'm saying, that'd be a problem. But that's not the case. Y'all mad because she has men in the... I don't get it.
Or weird or anything, and it's okay that you didn't tell us because that's not something easy to tell people, and it's also your business, but I hope you're okay. So if the vibes at the meeting wasn't weird, why would you text me that? Now you're putting in my mouth. And then you talking about me saying I was gonna fight an 18-year-old. Are you talking about the broken to her mother's apartment, poured milk all over our floor, and whooped your left and mother right? I sure did go to her mother's door and told her if she kept bullying you, I was gonna fight her. Yeah, I did say that. Was I actually going to fight her? No. But I said that you were getting bullied. You got your beat. Are you really going to say that after I did all that in your defense? After you got your mother braids pulled out and I gave you free mother 30-inch bundles because you had mother ball spots? Are you dumb? What's wrong with you? And then you're talking about something. You found my TikTok where I wasn't telling me I was trans. I just started making TikToks about that. I wasn't posting TikToks when I first moved into that apartment about being trans, when all that transpired. So you're wrong. That definitely didn't happen. And the 3 that I had here, I was making content with them. So how was I making content when they didn't know I was trans? Nothing you're saying is making sense, sweetie.
I just feel like if you doing OF, man, obviously, do that as women. Yeah, I would have just had my own spot.
But before I even finish addressing you, I don't even have a problem with you. If you listen to what I said in part 4, wasn't even trying to bang with you. But since this is how you feel, we can really wake it up. First of all, never knocked on your mother's door. After the meeting left, I went and knocked on Mackenzie's door. And me and Mackenzie talked. Me and you never had a talking person, but you texted me right after that meeting. So that's the first thing. Second thing, who's pushing 30? I'm 22. What do you mean pushing 30? And never was worried about you. You guys called me. I was out at a Sneaky Link's house. You called me mother in crimes. You got your mother flipped because you got your mother braids pulled out. What are you talking about? Where is this static coming from? And it's just so crazy to me. When you was mother banging with your in that room, who was outside that door making sure he didn't touch you? Me. I never did nothing to you, bitch. Pipe the down. Then you talking about some I want to be with a few are. I don't want to be that you have going on. What are you talking about? I got motion in real life.
We gotta find out who these other girls are. Are we invested? Are y'all invested by any chance? We gotta find out who these girls are.
Don't want nothing that you have. What do you mean? Talking about I want to be. You have my bundles and your mother had been talking about. Don't you ever.
You're not invested. So y'all want to keep it moving? Milked in your crib and beat you up, dummy. This is what the girls that milked her posted. Girl, go get back from getting milked. Mind you, after she got milked, I made the girls that jumped her clean it up. I never did nothing but defend you. That's crazy.
Now you need to be quiet, Jamie. With all that stuff that you believe in that mother. Miss
Titties in a dick. Shut up. Not gonna be transphobic like that.
Anything else?
You literally have a dick too.
Okay. Okay. We know that. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah, I know that.
Wait, yes, please. Y'all say y'all want an 86. This is what you're saying? It's not the best storyline.